Hey guys, welcome back. As you could see, I've changed out the layout. I'm hoping that this is a little bit easier for you guys to see with the cards that I pull. I'm using two different decks you guys haven't seen yet. The Oracle deck that I'm going to be using is called the Divine Animals Oracle. It's kind of a really cool deck, so I'm excited to use that here. And then the tarot deck that I'm using is called the Mermaid Tarot, and this is incredibly beautiful. The illustrations, I'm sure you guys will love it too. Just so you guys know, just like I do with all my other readings, I've already cleansed the space, I called in my guides, I cleared the decks, charged them up, all that good stuff. The reading that I'm going to do today is for Monday, June 1st to Sunday, June 7th. Remember to only take the messages that resonates with you. If the message does not make sense for your particular situation, leave it alone. It's meant for someone else. All right, let's get started. Ooh, the owl. You know what's interesting is when I was practicing the setup and making sure you guys can see everything, I was shuffling to pull some cards and see how it would look on camera. This card came out multiple times while I was practicing and doing the setup, so this really wanted to come out for this next week. Not sure if you can see this well or not. So this is the owl card, and the very bottom is super tiny. It says wisdom, and owls are really known for their wisdom and just how much knowledge they have. I'm just looking at the imagery. You can see there's a woman just reaching out to the owl, so it could be this next coming week you guys might receive some insight on some situation that you're dealing with, or some aha moments this coming week. Maybe your guides will reach out to you in some kind of way. It could be in dreams, it could be in thought form, so you'll just suddenly just have a light bulb go off and just think, oh, that makes sense, why didn't I think of that sooner, or just something like that might happen to you this coming week. But let's pull some cards and see what it's talking about, what else my guides want to say. Okay, so we have the Death card reversed, the Nine of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles reversed. So it's possible that some of you guys are having a really hard time releasing the old part of you, or the way things used to be, or just you're not wanting something to be completed, wanting to end. You might be getting insight letting you know this particular situation needs to end, but you're having a hard time fully letting that go. You may also be a little frustrated with this particular situation. For some of you, maybe you're feeling like you're the only one putting in all the work with this situation. So a lot of you guys, you're probably just going to be getting insight on whatever the situation is about. It could be about a person, it could be about a job, it could be about a project that you're working with someone on, but it looks like it's something that it's time for the new phase to start. So whether that's, ending this project, relationship, situation, or getting to the next level of this project, relationship, situation, and it's time for things to balance out with this whole thing. It looks like things are not fair right now. Maybe one person's putting more work than the other, or maybe you're juggling so many things, and you're just super overwhelmed, and maybe you need to take one step at a time instead of trying to do it all yourself. Either way, this coming week, you should receive some sort of guidance about your particular situation. And you can always ask your guides to help you out with anything that you're going through. Just saying, hey, like, this is bothering me. I don't know what to do. Like, give me a sign, give me some insight, whatever. And they'll find a way to give you your messages. You just have to be open to it. So like I said earlier, it could happen through a dream. You can be listening to a song, and then all of a sudden a lyric will fit your particular situation. You can be watching a TV show, and something happens in the show that is sort of similar to your situation. Just be open to how your guides send you this message. But it looks like in some kind of way you will be getting guidance on your particular situation. So be on the lookout for that. All right, let's move on to the next. Dog. Just so you guys know, this is another card that popped out while I was playing around with the layout. It didn't pop out as often as the owl did, but this one did pop out as well. So this definitely wanted to come out for this next coming week. This card, it says it's super tiny. I don't know why they did it that way, but it says companionship, and it's a dog here with a woman shooting an arrow. So this card might go along with the previous messages that we were looking at, or it could be a whole message on it all its own. But with this card, as many of you guys know, dogs are great companions. When you're upset about something, they're always there to help you out. They're also just like guides, in their own way. They warn you about things. If they sense something is wrong, they'll find a way to let you know. So this coming week, like I'll pull some cards and see exactly what the messages are. But this coming week, you might need some of that this week, and it doesn't have to be an animal companion, although it could be. And it doesn't have to be a dog. It could be a cat, a bird, a fish, a hamster, whatever animal you guys have at home. Or if you're at the park and you see a bird like land, maybe watch it and see what you can learn from it. See if this is a way that your guides are trying to speak through by animals coming to you and delivering a message based on what that animal might be doing during that time. But there's definitely something around companions this coming week. So be on the lookout for that, and just maybe observe what your animal companion is doing, or learn from them. maybe, you know, you're watching your cat just enjoying herself and relaxing, resting and playing, and you think, oh, like, I need more of that in my life. You know, that could be like a little message that you get that week. Or your dog is really has a high energy and is always wanting to run around and play fetch and all that fun stuff, and you're like, oh, like, I should, you know, exercise more and get my energy out in a different, more healthier way. And, you know, just watch your animals and see what messages you can learn from them. Okay, let's see. All right. I actually really like this. So we have the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Fool. So with your animal companion or any animals you see, you know, out in nature, notice, pay attention to how they make you feel. And all sorts of different emotions could come up, but take a look at that. You know, what is it bringing to the surface? Is it loving emotions? Is it painful emotions? Is it childhood stuff? You know, just take a look at that and work with it. See, you know, what is it that animal companion wants you to be aware of, and use that energy. You know, maybe you remember when you're a kid, you used to really like something, and this animal reminded you of that somehow. Like, maybe it triggered a memory. Use that energy. You know, decide that you're gonna start whatever it is that you never did, or take in that energy for yourself. If you see that your animal seems like very carefree and you're not a carefree person, maybe you're someone who gets anxious and nervous really easily, look at how your animal behaves and see what you can learn from them. If they're just a really calm, chill animal, then take that energy on yourself and decide, I'm gonna not allow my anxiety and my nerves to control me. I'm going to, you know, follow the footsteps of my pet, and I'm gonna be calm instead. You know, choose differently. This is a time for a new way of living. You might have different experiences that will allow you to start your life differently. You know, like a reset kind of a thing. Like I'm just looking at this picture. This mermaid, she is so used to the water. She's lived in the water her whole life. That's what she's familiar with. That's what she knows. But for some reason, some energies brought her to land, and she's choosing, this is going to be my new way of living. This is different, and she has faith and trust in herself, and she's choosing to go this direction. So whatever energies that you see in your animal companions this coming week, see what positive changes you can make based on what you're witnessing from them, and take it with you on the second phase, this new phase of your life. You might see some pretty amazing things. It might have a whole new adventure come up for you doing this. And honestly, probably a lot of healing if some of you guys have some childhood traumas that you haven't dealt with. Witnessing how your pets and just animals around you behave with different situations, observing that and learning from it, you might see some changes happening within yourself and healing different things for yourself. Yeah, I really like that one. Okay, I'm gonna pull one more for next week. That's kind of a cool card. So this is the red fox, and it says strategy on here. So foxes are very cunning animals. And just looking at this picture, I see a lot of red, and red also represents your root chakra. So maybe along with the last message that we just went through, maybe it's time to look at your roots, where you came from, your childhood, and decide what you're going to release, what is not serving you right now, and what you're going to take in. Look to the light. This fox is looking up at the light. Look to the light and take that in instead. Fill the holes that you have within yourself with the light. And maybe, make a battle plan of how you're going to release some of these things. It's the strategy, what's your strategy? How are you gonna face some of these wounds and fill it with light instead? So we have the Eight of Wands reversed, the King of Wands reversed, and the Page of Cups. So right off the bat, I see a lot of toxic energy that needs to be released. And maybe you're feeling overwhelmed. Maybe there's too much energy around you. Like, there's a lot of things happening around your life that are reminding you of some of your wounds that you haven't wanted to face. If you guys are honest with yourselves, maybe there's a few of you out there that are narcissists. Maybe you don't take responsibility for some of the choices that you make and you try to push it on someone else. Maybe you guys avoid certain things because of some wounding that you had in the past. There's all sorts of different scenarios that this could play out in, but it's some sort of healing that you need to do within yourself that might feel overwhelming for you guys. And I see that it might be emotional healing that needs to be done, and it might be that there's new emotions that are coming out in you that you might not know how to handle. Maybe this is the first time that you're really facing some of these feelings and emotions, and you're not sure how to handle it, not sure what to do with it. It's making you uncomfortable. It could also be, on the other hand, instead of feeling new emotions, some of you guys might be tapping into your own intuition. Maybe some of you guys are developing your own abilities, and maybe it's making you feel uncomfortable or unsure, scared. But some of you guys might be developing your own gifts right now, and it might not be 100% perfect right now. It might not be where you want it to be, but it's actually a pretty cool, great thing to start developing abilities for yourself. The ability to sense what's wrong with your chakras, sense what's the energies around you. You hear messages from your guides, all that kind of stuff. Sense when something's wrong in the room. That's ability. That's you're feeling the energy of the room, or sense that you shouldn't be around a particular person. That's energy that you're sensing. Some of you guys might be experiencing that, and it might be getting stronger within you right now, or it might be being activated for the first time in you guys. And you might even be witnessing in yourself what you're carrying that you didn't realize you had it before. You're just so used to it being there, and maybe now all of a sudden you're realizing that it's there and it's time for it to come out. So back to this card, what's your strategy? How are you going to release these energies in yourself that are not serving you, and releasing it to light so you can be filled with love and light instead? So come up with the battle plan this week. You might see some pretty amazing changes within yourself if you do that. Yeah. All right, so that concludes the messages for next week. Just so you guys know, if you're looking for more readings, I do daily readings on my Instagram. They're a pick a card reading, so please check that out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.